Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy by Jordan Casey.
Hi, what brings you into my office? So I've been playing football for about 15 years now, and I'm starting to feel the effects of my concussions. I've sustained several concussions during the time I've been playing football, and so my memory as a result of my concussions is horrible. And I feel like I can't remember anything anymore. I also have a short fuse with my family, and I get mad very easily, and these symptoms have started to take a toll on me since I began to turn to alcohol as a relief from my symptoms. Do you also suffer from muscle weakness, language problems, and irritability? Yes, I do actually. And sometimes I have suicidal thoughts, and it kind of scares me because I've never been one to think like that. I've always been positive, and my brain is starting to scare me because I don't know what's wrong with me.
A concussion is defined as any impact to the head that causes the brain to move around. When a concussion occurs, neurons undergo stretching and pulling, causing them to be damaged. This leads to inflammation of the brain. CTE is caused by concussions and the effects as a result of them over time. Tau protein, a hallmarker for CTE, begins to get deposited in areas of the brain, mainly the cerebral cortex or the outer layers of the brain. In more severe cases, the protein can be deposited in deeper structures of the brain, such as the brainstem, which is responsible for involuntary functions such as breathing and heart rate. As more tau proteins build up in the brain, neurons begin to die since p-tau directly affects the myelin sheaths. This is when symptoms of CTE start to occur. Usually, the first symptoms that appear are mood swings, irritability, language issues, and staggered gait. As CTE progresses, individuals can begin to suffer from lack of impulse control and even suicidal thoughts.
So it seems like you may have chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is caused by the accumulation of concussions over a period of time. A person usually doesn't start showing symptoms of this until several years after they've suffered a chronic traumatic brain injury, which would, in this case, pertain to you. This disease manifests itself by the deposition of the protein called tau. This protein is deposited in the cerebral cortex, or the outermost layers of the brain responsible for your motor, sensory, and personality information, and in the sulci of the brain, which are the grooves visible on the surface of the brain. So how does the tau protein cause CTE? Well, tau protein actually destroys the myelin sheaths of neurons, causing the neurons in your brain to die. And when these neurons die, your brain will actually atrophy away and shrink, which causes the symptoms of CTE, which you're experiencing now. And in severe cases, your brain could actually shrink to over 100 grams less than the actual normal brain weight, which is 1,300 to 1,400 grams.
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy has 4 different stages. Stage 1 is when the tau protein is seen in few areas of the cerebral cortex. Stage 2 is when the tau protein spreads throughout the entire cerebral cortex. In some cases, p-tau can even be found in the hippocampus. In stage 3, it is apparent that the brain is beginning to atrophy away, causing more severe symptoms. Tau protein is also found throughout many areas of the brain, including the cerebral cortex, the hippocampus, the amygdala, and the medulla. In stage 4, the entire brain has shrunk, and tau protein deposits are found everywhere. There is also widespread neuronal loss.
Can I be cured from this disease? CTE, unfortunately, is incurable. However, the researchers are still developing ways to cure the disease and diagnose it in living patients. We can work closely with you and begin treatment to monitor the amount of tau protein in your brain, as well as keep a close eye on your symptoms that you're experiencing. We can do whatever we can to lessen the effects of your CTE symptoms. Do you have any questions for me at all?
So I actually don't have any more questions. I really thank you for all the information that you've given me, and I can't wait to start my treatment next week.